Good evening. My name is Gavin Sheng. Now, before I begin, I'd like to thank Father Franck and Mr. Bagwell for giving me the opportunity to speak tonight. And I'd like to thank my mom, Cynthia, and my coach, Ruben, for coming out to support me. Now, earlier in the school year, I was invited to speak at either the Father-Son Mass or the Mother-Son Mass. And I decided to speak at the Father-Son Mass to honor my father, Stewart Sheng. Unfortunately, he's not here tonight, at least physically. When I was in 8th grade, he had a heart attack and passed away. Now, who was Stewart Sheng? He grew up in Millington, New Jersey, and was one of 3 children. And frankly, his parents didn't have the means that a lot of our parents have today, compelling them to focus more on their work than on raising their children. My dad didn't go to Jesuit. If he did, I'm told he would have received more than his share of PHs. His parents were never home to tell him to do his homework or make it to parent-teacher conferences, and saw very few, if any, of his wrestling matches. But his experiences are what made him such a great father. He gave my sister and I a home life that he never had. He was always loving and supportive, but so much more. He met my mother playing volleyball and saw the collegiate opportunities that boys volleyball had on the East and West Coast. So in 2012, he founded the only boys volleyball club in Louisiana named the Bayou Boys. It was a nonprofit club that took up many of his weekends and evenings. And he did it for 2 reasons: for his love of the sport, but more importantly, because he loved me. He wanted to make sure I had the opportunities that he never had. And he had no connections to this school at all. Like I said, he grew up in New Jersey and taught science at Isidore Newman. But when I became an 8th grader, he really began to love Jesuit. Not just for its prestigious athletic and academic reputation, but for its mission too. He brought his passion for the sport to Jesuit by expanding the volleyball club and setting up 4 nets on Will Clark Field to support 40 new club members while he searched for gym space. He only spent a semester with Jesuit and never had a chance to compete in the fishing rodeo that he was very excited for, or donate trays of his famous Crescent City bread pudding for the Blue Jay Bazaar. And for all of us who have had it, we can tell you that it was delicious. But his passing is a blessing and a curse. It's a curse in the sense that I wish my father could see the young man that I've become, the young man that Jesuit has helped me become. And Father Franck, I can tell you that my commitment to helping others is stronger than ever. My father's family had a history of heart issues, but for him, there were no early warning signs. He played racquetball twice a week and ran 2 miles 3 times a week. And he was a pretty good volleyball player too. Probably not as good as he thought he was, but competitive enough. And now, before I get to how his death is a blessing, I'd again like to thank my loving mother. She does more than my sister and I give her credit for. She supports us in our extracurricular activities, cheers us on from the sideline, and is tough on us when that's what it takes. I would not be where I am today. Mom, I know Dad would be proud of all 3 of us. I don't know where you find the strength, but I'm glad you do. I love you. You're my superwoman. Now back to the blessing part. My father's passing forced me to grow up and be more grateful. I'm fortunate for the times that I've had with him, and I know he enjoyed the time he had with my family and his connection to Jesuit. Mr. Bagwell, I know you didn't go to Jesuit either, but you feel like you're a Blue Jay. I know the man from New Jersey, my dad, felt that way too. So please join me in thanking your fathers for the young men that they have helped you become. And I leave you with this. It's the reason that I spoke tonight. Appreciate what you do have, not what you don't have, but more importantly, who you have. Thank you.